And again, this is something I told y'all. This could be the last time we discuss the knot. But since we have the knot in this, since we have him in the title, I said we're going to talk about this. We want to say congratulations to Armon Wiggins. 2 years, he's been granted a restraining order. The court grants him a restraining order that the knot cannot talk about him, post about him, and then in the courtroom. Let me make sure I get these facts correct. If they go to court, the knot can't be around. The knot got to be 100 yards away from, in general, and then in court he got to be 10 feet away, and then he also have to pay $40,500 in attorney fees. When you have to pay an attorney fee. So again, this is breaking news. I know a lot of people were saying what was the update on this on last night, because we was just up and we was watching on what the other side posted. The knot decided to post an appeal. That appeal was denied. The judge also denied his anti-slap. And so for the fees, because you file anti-slap, that means the lawyer fee, that means time and energy and hours got to respond to the anti-slap. That was denied, but his lawyer, Armon's lawyers, have to respond and file paperwork and all of that. So now the court granted Armon Wiggins attorney fees to $40,500 in attorney fees. But when I tuned in to last night and I was watching the night live, it was quite disturbing. I never seen a man that is in court with a judge cuss out the judge, cuss out Armon with his lawyer. And like I said last night, when the knot was going off, I think he knew he was going to lose last night, because last night I was watching the entire live.
I cannot talk about any particular individuals. To remind you and everybody here, I just literally got here. I don't know what you talked about beforehand. I cannot talk about the petitioner. I'm ordered to stay 100 feet away from the petitioner, which has no bearings on my real life. I'm ordered to stay 10 feet away from the petitioner at true crime cases in court hearings, which has no bearings on my real life or my ability to maneuver. At the end of the day, so I can talk about the case. I can talk about what happened during the trial. And I prefer for you to say petitioner instead of any names, because I can cover the case itself and the facts as it apply, and also some next steps if that's what you want to do.
And I actually went to sleep. When I tell you it was a crash out the man had, the man cussed out Armon's lawyer. He cussed out the lawyer. He cussed out the judge. Why is he cussing all these people out? Because the judge denied the anti-slap. Because he denied, was like, how are you going to deny the anti-slap and you didn't even read the documents?
Segue into getting a trial court judgment, knowing how the court system works and knowing how expensive and time consuming it was for me to learn the law and how quickly I can apply it, how I can maneuver. So, I really love law. And I think, sometimes specifically Milagro Grams, how after the verdict, she was celebrating and smiling and happy. Oh, I'm a media defendant. And everybody hated me because I was like, you're not. That's going to be reversed on appeal. And you finna pay all this money, and then on appeal you go do this. This is not true. And then people, oh, you're a hater. No. Reality has to sink in when it comes to the court system. I sensationalize and roast and trash and drag, but when it comes to law, I really try my best to articulate the facts and predict the outcome. And so I just want to caution people, when y'all sue people like me and make me a defendant, even though I'm a vexatious litigant, even though when I was a plaintiff, I sued a $1 trillion company and won. So what make you think that you're going to win at the end of the day? I feel like there was a lot of biases, prejudice. There is grounds for a new trial.
The judge denied the anti-slap, and then denied, was like, well, I'm going to file an appeal. So he filed an appeal last night. An appeal was denied. I wasn't there to record anything, but you went through a court battle, went denied, and it came out you in victory. 2 years he can't discuss you. And wait a minute, you got a box of donuts?
Oh, did you see my My trainer's gonna kill me, Wiley. But oh my God, I just.
Oh, is that Krispy Kreme?
I'm munching on a donut.
Oh my God!
Do you want a donut, Wiley?
Of course, I won't be. Oh yes,
Wiley.
I won't be a dozen to be honest.
Mm.
Wow.
Wiley.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God.
How are you?
Oh, you gotta know. I'm doing well. I was worried, and we talked. He was like, "Wow, I think you're worried. You're nervous, worried." Because I was up all last night watching the knock crash out. Because he was like, "Is he cussing out the judge?" I'm like, because he said y'all first had a white judge, and then y'all had a black judge, and he accused the black judge of having a relationship with your attorney.
Uh-huh.
And he was going at it. But then he said your attorney said that did not call.
Wiley, let me just get to it. 100 yards at any time. If I'm somewhere you see me, get out of here. You also can't text me, can't tweet me, can't disparage me, can't mention me on your YouTube, your Discord, your Twitch. And if you do, you will be reported to the authorities and arrested. Also, the legal fees upwards between $40,000 and $80,000 that you have incurred me because you filed all these frivolous motions to sensationalize a win for your audience and some of these other ops.
Pain in the house, king pain in the house. I bet a bitch could never. My net will fray it.
That you thought that you were going to have like ex-friends of mine that you thought were going to testify against me. Perhaps maybe they're going to help you pay those legal fees while they try to show up to court like the weird ass ops that they are.
But what's going on with you and Armon? Y'all got what the fuck is happening? I seen y'all was beefing, and then you signed something for the Cardi B. I'm like, damn, Donut is in the middle of all this shit.
Let me tell you something. None of you hoes will be ever. And let me tell you something, ho, specifically, bitch, you'll never be able to beat me. So you'll always be mad somewhere looking in the background hoping for a loss. Bitch, catch up. Your girlfriend lost. Run me my money and shut your mouth. Give me 100 yards, bitch. Now, guess I know you didn't think that was gonna happen when you popped up on Zoom.
Yeah, he definitely. Your
Wiley!
associate friend popped up on Zoom. Let's be clear. When he called him from jail, he couldn't raise no money. He was like, "Y'all donate to me, so I can go to Florida, so I can go out of town." Quite interesting. And when you said that he was there at the court, I was like, "Wow, that's quite strange." He showed up on Zoom, like trying to take you down. That's pure jealousy. This is someone that you grew up with. This is someone that you know for a long time.
I don't want to talk about her. She's not worth it. I just want to let her know, bitch, you always on the wrong side. You always on the losing team, bitch. That's where you'll stay. You'll die on the losing side, ho. Thought you was gonna op up and catch a W, bitch. The only W you got is in your motherfucking face. When them girls beat you up, ho. Goo.
Wow.
Bitch. Now, let's talk about this W, the real one.
I was rushed and I did not get to play the audio recording of Ariel Mitchell Kidd talking about petitioner.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, because I was rushed and they was just playing this game and the judge was not respecting me as an attorney and wanted me to be a black boy instead of a man and, all of the psychological stuff. So I was rushed and I didn't get a chance to play that. And I feel like that's very relevant to play for litigation reasons. And, it's play because, it showed that
exactly
this was not afraid even beyond the scope of alleged threats that have not been.
It showed that he was following you.
Yeah, petitioner.
Petitioner, yes.
Yeah, so and so and this applies to everybody, not just my case. I want everybody to know that, because there's going to be situations where just a random YouTuber decides that they want to sue and restrain another person from being able to compete or being able to speak and whatever. You have to follow those court orders, which I have to follow it. I don't agree with it, but there are steps to take to remedy it, such as number one, file an appeal. I filed the appeal before judgment was entered because I appealed the denial of an anti-SLAPP motion. And there's substantial case law from California Supreme Court that says that if an appeal is filed before the trial, all discovery and merits must stay. So that's me being passionate about law and knowing the motion practice, never being afraid to go into a trial.
He sat online and trashed me for years, attacked me, stalked me, berated me, stalked my family. It got to a point where I never wanted to be in litigation. I never wanted to be attached. But what I realized from this individual, all he wanted was proximity to me, to be friends with me, to think that we're in some sort of competition. I'm not. I never even wanted to go this route. The thing is this, every time this man sees me, he runs back online and talks about it. I don't do that. And he makes up lies. He was lying. He said I offered him cocaine with Bobby Lights, lied. Said I hit him in the face. I drove him in a car. I mean, he would just lie and say a bunch of things. There was many things that this man did to me that I never mentioned. Damn near tried to kiss me.
That tried to kiss you. Wow.
The day of the picture, I said, did you try to kiss me? I never put that out. But I'm here today, a winner. See, the difference between me and Milagro Grams and Tasha K. So when I go to court, I'm usually the plaintiff and the winner.
You win, yes. Mm-hmm.
This is the difference. I don't need their advice. They go to court and defend themselves, all to lose. I go to court to set a standard that I'm not a game. I'm nothing to be played with, Wiley.
No.
What happened? Because I'm hearing about judges being changed. What happened?
Okay, so this person said you wasn't rushed. You had time because of SLAPP order, right? So with an anti-SLAPP motion, as a matter of operative law, that motion must be properly decided upon. This is not a motion that you go straight to court and there's an oral denial. There's usually a tentative ruling telling you exactly why it's granted or denied. And so when we had the white lady on the 18th, I was like, okay, well, this is somebody who's valuing and understand motion practices. Not all judges do that, especially if you're coming from the criminal defense department or whatever, Anyways, so I was expecting a tentative ruling on the motion, and me knowing law, me knowing how this usually works, how it's supposed to work, I was shocked just going straight into it without having a tentative ruling, because it's been filed. The judge asking,
Like he just appeared and just said denied.
No, it wasn't appearance. It wasn't an explanation. The judge didn't even look at it. I'm gonna tell you why, because the judge asked me and asked plaintiff's attorney, was this filed properly? Was it served properly? I'm like, these are questions that you would know if you look at the record, how the motion was filed in opposition to reply. If you looked at these are questions that the judge asked on the record, which any reasonable person would indicate that this judge did not look at it, and probably no fault of her own, because they just switched judges. All the judges got moved around. So I completely understand that. But still, the fact remains, the judge never looked at it, and you cannot continue any discovery, which includes testimony, exhibits and stuff at a bench trial, without first ruling on an anti-SLAPP motion. So the judge allowed petitioner's attorney to enter testimony as far as ongoing conduct, and I was not able to cross-examine her. She lied and said that I called her office and cursed at and screamed at her assistant. I had to file evidence to show that I called one time, and the duration is for a minute, because when I called, I didn't get an answer and I didn't leave a voice message. She's lying. She's committing perjury. Jasmine was talking about videos that she's seen me making on my platforms. I'm like, this is irrelevant. You're not a protected party in this case. Don't nobody care about your feelings. And then on top of that, my correspondence with you has been nothing but cordial and legal. It's not correspondence if I decide to get on my platform and pop my shit. That's my First Amendment right. Now, if I'm sending you links and telling you I'm finna talk about you right here and then you're watching, that's correspondence. So that prejudiced me, saying that I said that the petitioner had a house in Virginia. And, you know, I can go back to posts where, you know, from 4 or 5 years ago, that's been an ongoing narrative. And then on top of it, I got the video from the 28th to show that I was talking about Blueface and Stunner Girl and telling them to check up on their health. And so these are the lies that was told about me prior to ruling on the anti-slap motion, submitted as testimony and ongoing conduct behavior. I was not able to cross-examine her because now she's putting statements into the record that is making herself a witness.
Why did they not let you cross-examine her?
Because I believe that Judge Holly Hancock is some way connected to Jasmine Mine, and I'm gonna figure it out. You know, if needed, because you know there's appeals processes and all this other stuff. I mean, I did ask the judge on the record if she had a third-degree relationship to Mines, and the judge specifically said, I don't have to answer that. I'm not telling you. I don't have to.
What about someone did wanted me to ask you about the judge change? Was that so how did that go when y'all had one judge and another judge showed up?
I don't know how that went. I just walked in there and God just had opened the door for a new judge. That
So you didn't-
anti-slap he bragged about, dismissed on arrival.
Yeah.
That vexatious litigation, yes, dismissed. He got online and bragged, oh, I slapped Armon, and he put everybody in that email and wanted everybody to know and had everybody jumping online. And, you know, because motherfuckers got loud and was crashing out and was talking big shit, you did all that to lose. I don't have to run and do all that talking, bitch. I let my money and my business and my moves talk. See, a lot of you bitches got it really, really tough. Y'all do all that ripping and running and talking. I sat back, I collected my information. See, I didn't need to do that for you two. I was going through some things. I went through a crazy relationship breakup. I got sick, and I was fighting this court case. And I had to sit there and watch this man trash me, try to drain me of my money. He literally sat there and filed a bunch of frivolous motions after motions after motions after motions after motions to try and stall the hearing.
Do you feel that he will be able to pay your legal fees back? Do he have the money to pay you back?
This is not my concern.
For all, so your whole deal is, if you harass me, I will take you to court. So that's on the table. Someone constantly come after you, dox your family and all of that, you will take it to court.
It's not, no, I think what this situation was, I felt like this person was unhinged mentally. They were going state to state and they wanted to be in a tiff with me. And it was like, girl, we don't have a relationship. We don't have a tiff. Even today in court, he did a mental breakdown cry. It was like a crazy cry.
What?
He cried and walked off and ran off. I'm like, oh, here's that crazy. You could see the crazy in his eyes. Ooh.
Why?
At that moment, I knew. Because he was talking about his sister and this and that. And I'm like, oh, here's this crazy again. And the thing is this, I never mention him. I never make videos about him. This is the most I've ever mentioned him ever. He had no proof, no evidence of nothing because I don't mention you. And the judge said, hey, it looked like Armon may have tried to talk to you at one point in 2023. But what I noticed is he stopped contact with you and you proceeded contact with him years and years later. You wrote him a letter at the Diddy trial. You went into the bathroom in Miami. You were surveillancing him at the club. You're crazy. You're weird. Give him 100 yards and 2 years of it.
What? And this is where this right here is specifically where I lost respect for the judge, because And I regret saying the NB word, but y'all know, y'all know. But and then
You
I
said
started
what word?
the NB when I went off on the judge, but this is why, because I went off not in court. Just follow me.
Thank God.
No,
Thank God.
I would never do that
Oh
in
my
court.
God. Okay,
I would
thank
never
God.
do that in court. And in my
Yes.
head, in my mind, come on now, it's just a whole asylum uphill.
You were like in your head.
In my head, I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait till I get back on Twitch." Bitch, motherfucker, right? This is World War 6. This right here gonna make a bitch die.
I almost had a heart attack. Thank you, Christine.
Anyways, so she refused to answer, and then that put me. This is what divided me. It's like, Your Honor, you are a Black woman and you are a judge. You have rules and obligations that you must follow. And then I started looking at that judge like she was Fonnie Willis or Tiffany Henyard, Letitia James, or these Black women, even the founders of Black Lives Matter. They get in these power positions and act like they can do what they want to do, and it don't work like that. And so, because I am a Trump supporter and I'm more mid-right, just putting that out there, I really
think the judge was aware of that?
I mean, I don't know, but what I'm telling you is that because of my political conservative ideology, even though as fucking emotional as I am, I'll speak on my emotions and I'll get over it, because at the end of the day, don't nobody really give a fuck about nobody's emotions, right? And Black women in power positions don't understand that. They prioritize their emotions and how they feel about something opposed to the rule book that they must follow. You have a rule book.
I'm not going to say Black woman, because I am a Black woman that have already been in position of power. But
perfect. Let me now let me further explain it, and it's going to be very, very short. Black women in power positions that are operating and head of systems of white supremacy is a problem for me, because now you have the set that you have to separate one or the other. You got a extreme narcissistic one, or you got one that actually wants to help the community. You got them that come in there, they got their own pain and trauma with Black men and continue to perpetuate their racism and their systemic harm against them. So I always side-eye Black people, not just Black women, but Black people, period, that are in power positions in white supremacy ran industries. Now, if it's a Black-owned business, especially an independently owned Black business ran by a diverse group of people, I love that. That's how it needs to be.
I understand what you mean.
I don't fuck Black owned, like a Shonda Rhimes, Black owned, and got all the white people and Asian people and a diverse group of people working with and for her. That is life to me. Okay. That is a boss. But if you Black, you can make more money than Shonda Rhimes, and you just doing this for the white man, and this is a white man system, I'm looking at you like you are actually a part of that system. And then I'm gonna take it even more. You say I Black, I'm gonna be more harder on you in my observation towards you, because you Black and you know what system that you're in, and you know the rules in the handbooks, and you should have common sense. So that's it. It was like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a judge, and then you want me to subliminally or subconsciously respect the fact and yield to the fact that you're a Black woman and you can do whatever you want to do. That's the big conflict. That was the conflict between me and the judge. I'm having to tell you about the law. You're allowing testimony to come in before ruling on a motion. Then I'm arguing with her about this motion, the law, and I'm fighting. I'm objecting to continue the trial. We take a break. We come back, and I have to let her know, Your Honor, I'm just passionate about the law. And the law says that you cannot continue this bench trial without first ruling on an anti-SLAPP motion. Okay, you denied it. Okay, great. You denied the motion after you let testimony come in already. So I'm prejudiced. So I'm going to file an immediate appeal, because the anti-SLAPP motion is not to necessarily take out every allegation that a petitioner has against you. But if you don't take out what's my legal right and what is unlawful before going to a bench trial, you're not going to have a case that's mixed with what I'm doing lawful and what this person is alleging to be unlawful. And you're using all of that to bolster your claims and your allegations. That's illegal. And that's the issue I had with the judge. You can't do that. I'm not saying that that granting the anti-SLAPP claim would have essentially ended the case. That's why I filed the motion to strike, to go after the content that or whatever wasn't deemed to be protected. That's why I filed both motions. Both motions was to completely end the case. Had the anti-slap motion been properly addressed and granted on his face and on his own, it wouldn't have ended the case. But because the judge was incompetent, she allowed petitioner.
Allegedly, but I understand what you're saying.
Judge is incompetent. Period. Like period. Okay, just because the judge is like me and you, but a bitch in the road. Let's be clear. That judge is a rookie judge that just was a flight attendant 2 years ago.
What?
For more court dates and more court dates. He kept trying to prolong the court date. He was running from that hearing. See, y'all didn't see that part. He kept trying to file paperwork so that we wouldn't start the hearing. In an attempt to fatigue the judge and the lawyers and my wallet. So ultimately, I rescind, give up, then he come online and bolster as if he beat me and AKA bullied me in court. Well, listen, Donut, who bullied who? I guess we'll never know because you can't mention me.
At a ghetto courthouse in Inglewood. Like, I don't even go there. Like, it's so low vibrational down there. I just don't vibe on that low vibrational frequency. And people that are stuck there and that, they don't understand me. And I don't understand them. And that's fine. And that's okay. I just don't want to put myself in situations to have to deal. But anyways, so
what happened after the anti-slap? It was denied to listen to the person. Yeah.
Okay. So after that, then the petitioner started testifying. And during the petitioner's testimony, the petitioner, you know, when a petitioner gets to say that this goes to anybody, when a petitioner gets to say that they feel harassed, and this is based on the trial, feel harassed or feel like ongoing harassment exists because of receiving court notifications about court documents that's filed. And then that statement, I'm objecting. These are things about my First Amendment right. Well, petitioner has the right to testify as to how he feels about them things. This is what I'm saying. Emotions. You're not even supposed to let this person testify about anything that's protected. You're not even supposed to testify about me going to public places. This case should have boiled all the way down to the alleged threat in a bathroom in opposition to the evidence that I submitted that shows that I'm not a threat or harm to this person. And then on top of that, evidence that I submitted to the court that showed the petitioner wearing all black ski masks and coming around. So
the petitioner started talking about his feeling around you.
Well, you know, any case, and this is for any petitioner, how you feel does not matter. I think the white people, the white judges that had the case, the ones that look at the TRO and the ones, I feel like they denied it properly because they didn't see any merit. But when you bring those merits forward and then you're allowed to talk about how much you feel and what you feel like with a black woman that values that, because black people, we're in a matriotic system. So we
okay, matriarch. Okay, yes.
Right.
So I was like, why are we
right. So you got that, and then you got an attorney that's also a black woman, and then you got a defendant who is just passionate and cocky and know my shit, and it looks like I'm arguing with the judge because I'm telling her you're not doing the right things. It got to the point to where they is arguing about Supreme Court law and misapplying it. All of this stuff is in the court transcripts. This judge is I mean, again, she made her decision. And when I talk about and criticize the judge, there's legal things that I'm talking about. Okay. If you, once the trial is happening and you still whatever, then we got to deal with the evidence. I haven't even talked about the evidence yet. So I psychologically didn't feel like we needed to or that the petitioner deserved the right to get to the evidence, which is the bench trial. And then when they started the bench trial, it was pretty much about feelings.
But did you testify?
Yes, I testified. So after petitioner testifies, you have this process to where you get to cross-examine them. This judge refused to let me cross-examine petitioner's attorney, and the judge refused to let me cross-examine the petitioner themselves, and just immediately went into my testimony, which obviously prejudiced me, because now the case is built upon who do you believe based on credibility. You got a licensed lawyer that testified, and I wasn't able to cross-examine her. Given the dynamics, you're going to believe her. Testimony closed. No right to cross-examine to impeach this attorney or the plaintiff. This is all unfair, undue process. And again, I love the law. So if I have to be the one that makes an example for following the law, rather it's with platforms, trillion-dollar companies, or just simple TROs, then I got to be that guy. At the end of the day, I'm not the one maintaining litigation against somebody. Somebody's maintaining litigation against me. I know my legal rights. I know what to file. I know the deadlines, and I can actively predict the end of all of this.
He thought he was winning so heavily, so he thought he had it. And so he was just going rogue and with the harassment. And it was like, I had to make sure that I was focused on this case, but that was a lot. It was a lot riding on it. And what's more important is, I know today probably won't be as, much as a circus online as if he would have won. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people are probably not going to talk about this because I won. If I would have lost, it would have been all over the internet of people gloating, laughing, and harassing me. It would have been a field day of harassment. And so I was bracing myself and my team to be ready, because we could not have that, because it was going to further the harassment. When he filed that first anti-SLAPP motion with that newer judge, and he felt like he had a win, he went and then turned the harassment up, put me in an email with several YouTubers, and was sending the filings to every YouTuber, wanting them to talk about it and continuously harass me. Then that's when Tasha K got involved. The other fat, dirty motherfucker got involved and wanted to become a witness. And everybody was getting involved. And so and one thing I did that was so, I think, great, I never engaged with him. I think at one point the judge was looking for a reason to call it even. But as she would scour the internet, she never saw where I mentioned or attacked him, because I never did. This man has literally made up this beef with me in his head, all because he wants to be my friend, or wants me to accept him, or wants to be looked at as an equal or a competitor of mine, and I just don't see it.
And you have every right to defend yourself and to go to court and stuff like that. And I know that had to be a lot of stressful for this.
Well, Wiley, imagine this. Everywhere I go, he sees me and he comes back to YouTube. Little Nas X. Why did you guys have to know that he seen me there in LA? Diddy.
Know that. Yeah.
Well, you left the Diddy trial and you started dragging me. Why? Milagro-grams. You were threatening me before I got to Milagro-grams in Miami. Then he would try to post predated stuff to try to make it seem like, Armon just doesn't want me to be at court. Respectfully, you're not my competition, my nigga. I don't care if you go to the court, you're not fucking with. I'm not threatened by nobody that goes to the court and report, to be honest.
And let's be clear, not to pump you up here, but when you went to Diddy, all of these YouTubers following you there. You was the first one, boots on the ground, and then like maybe that next day, I think everybody was flying in and everything like that. But you definitely get high ratings, especially with the Diddy stuff, and you was in a competition of your own.
That's it.
Right.
And that's the angle that I come from. So I'm not really interested in people saying something about a judgment in a $40,000. Are you crazy? And again, the trial court has allowed feelings to come in. What's going to happen in the higher courts is the black and white, the court transcripts, which shows that I was telling the judge the truth about the law. You're going to have the court transcript. Then you have the transcripts of testimony, which shows the lie, the inconsistencies. You have the objection to reading the letter and to over articulating on certain words that are prejudiced towards me. You got me asking the judge to disclose a relationship. You got a lot going on there. And I just feel like for the sake of everybody involved, the petitioner has the right to end this. Me, I'm going to continue to exercise my right. We February the 4th, I want to go back to the court and see if we can get mutual orders, because I can't speak on anything. I can't respond. I feel like don't get something to abuse it. Don't get to trial and have me to struggle to actually explain subliminal messages and subliminal conduct towards me. And then you automatically go out and do something that is directed towards me. I feel like mutual restraining orders need to exist because of that. So I'm talking about the filing of that, a new trial based on Ariel Mitchell Kidd declaration, and also Tiffany Davis calling the court and going around on platforms bragging about doing what she did because she wanted the restraining order to stick. Those are grounds for a new trial. And if I don't win the new trial, guess what? That's an appealable order. If these are appealable things, and these things go into different courts and different avenues. To me, it was kind of funny how the petitioner's attorney literally sent me an email within 3 to 5 minutes after we all got off the meeting.
What?
And said effective immediately, I am off of this case. Me and the other, we off of this case. Any motions, anything that you want to file, send it to petitioner.
Because he made it seem like you, before he got arrested, he made it seem like you was the reason why people turned against him. And that wasn't the case, because he was arrested maybe 3 days later after he did the show. I was like, oh, so is he going to blame Armon about that? About him being arrested? Because you had nothing to do with that. Because he was making fun of, called the DA a racial slur. And according to the DA, he tried to attack the DA. So the prosecutor. So you're not the reason for him not having what he had. He even accused you of a lot of stuff. He was saying that you took down his age, all this stuff with no evidence, with no proof. And I think it was time. It was time. Even recently, he had tried to dox your family and say stuff about
yes.
A couple of days. Why y'all in open court? Like, you in an open court case with this restraining order hearing, and he's up here doxing your family. Like, who does that? Like,
I think the legal system has proven today that the man is illegally obsessed with me, and in fact, a danger to me. And the fact stands, that is stalker, weirdo, and endangering behavior. So much so, I was granted 2 years stay away orders and not mention me. And he cried and made it seem like it was so much about me not wanting him to go to court. You can go to court, just don't be by me at court. And guess what? It's not about the court, because he's going to be miserable being at court and him not being able to mention me and how I am reporting. Because let's be clear, that's what it's about. It's not about, like, I don't care about you going to the court or being there. It's you make your court about me because I'm doing my thing. Let's be clear. If it was just like, if you did your thing, do your thing. I can work with people I don't like all the time. But you don't have to attack me to try to get viewership.
That's true. I agree 100%. And you had said something to me. You said this is the era of collaborations. This is not the era of trying to take down the next content creator. This is the era of collaboration. But with him, you tried to.
I did, Wiley. And I want to let everybody know I'm still very fearful.
Petitioner also has the right of, and this is anybody and everybody, you have your rights. And so, we got to go back to court to sort out those rights specifically.
But what happened during discovery?
During discovery in this particular case, because the anti-slap motion froze discovery, we went into the bench trial, which opened up discovery. So And again, before ruling on the anti-slap motion, the judge allowed plaintiff's attorney to start testifying as to ongoing conduct. And so that opened up discovery and violated anti-slap laws. And like I said, I even said it on the record. I was like, Your Honor, whatever Mrs. Mines said prior to the ruling on the anti-slap claim, I'm not saying it's inappropriate, but she needs to now repeat it now that we actually have a ruling on the anti-slap motion, which would have refreshed me and given me another opportunity to attempt to cross-examine her. And the judge didn't want to do that. So it was a lot that was totally illegal. And I'm super excited about correcting it. Thankfully, I don't have to listen. The stuff that I do, how I battle, like you need some serious money. Like motherfuckers gonna wish. Listen, a plaintiff is going to wish that they bought a Cybertruck by the time that this is all over with, okay?
I'm still going to have to protect myself because I feel like he's very dangerous and unhinged. Even more so now that the order is in place. When I took that photo back in 2023 and he's obsessing over, I did that to keep him at bay. Everybody thought, well, I took that photo because I'm like, if I just be cool, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just leave me alone. And you wrote me the letter in New York. I wrote on the back of the letter, and I never gave it to him because my friend that was sitting next to me said, don't give that crazy motherfucker that letter. I didn't give him the letter. And then Miami, I wasn't going to go because I knew he was going to go and he was going to try to make it a thing with me. But I tried to always keep the peace. And what I'm trying to tell you is it didn't matter what I did. He always had this thing made up in his mind that I was out to get him, that I was calling him this, that I said this. And these are based off his actions. So I had no choice but to go to the courts because this man has made up a storyline in his head and forced me into some sort of relationship with him that now I am forever connected to him with filing a restraining order against him. Like, that's crazy. Like you forced a connection with me to the point where we were in court. Like, that's a little too far obsessed.
That's very.
And you were dragging the court out. Like, then you were trying to give me compliments in the court. Armon's a very nice person and he's really good at what he does. I don't like you.
So again, you guys, Armon had a legal win. And if he would have lost, it would have been like 10 or 12 live videos talking about, oh, he lost. It's because he's unhinged.
Wiley, I'm going to send you the order now. And I want you to read off the order, Wiley, and see what it says. Because this is the final order. Read number 7, Wiley.
What does it say at the bottom of here?
At events that you are reporting on, respondent must stay
10 feet away. It say he may not. Is that pass?
Post
or make video statements about Mr. Wiggins. So even in the courtroom, that's going to be quite interesting because that's going to be very, very quite interesting. So because like even in the courtroom's not that big, so he had to be 10.
Wait and go down to number 13 on page number 4.
Okay, 13 on page number 4. Okay, right here. It says lawyer fees. It said $40,500, and the lawyer fee. They said wow, that's a lot of money. That's almost up to like Malago Graham. That's oh wow. I don't think he had that. That's crazy. I didn't even think he had to pay your legal fees. I'm like, wow. But he was filing all that stuff, anti-slap. He was filing all them documents and stuff. So,
and for each one of those he lost, he incurred a $13,000 bill.
But let's say, because I'm trying to understand the trial, because I understand that both of you testified, the judge didn't let you cross-examine anyone, and then you told me you felt rushed, and I also heard about witnesses.
And then at the end, plaintiff's attorney wanted to cross-examine me, and I allowed him to. And the only reason I allowed him to do that was to show a willingness to comply around the whole process. And I was not afforded that opportunity simply because the court is out of order.
What? The petitioner did not refuse, the court refused?
Yes, the court refused to allow me to cross-examine. Now, that'll be different if the court was like, go ahead, or communicated cross-examination in a way in which that was quite clear and understood. The court explicitly refused to allow me to cross-examine. Now, if I'm cross-examining and the court says cross-examine them, and the plaintiff be like, I plead the fifth, that's your answer. You plead the fifth. That's your answer. The court wouldn't even give me an opportunity to do any of that. So it was definitely anti-deny even before this is why I did the video, because I seen it already. And this is this is on the first day.
And they refused all your witnesses, because me hearing that Ariel Mitchell was not what?
Yeah, so they didn't consider the declarations or anything like that, and I wasn't able to present them fully at the bench trial simply because of being rushed, nor the audio, and also Tiffany Jackson, Tiffany Davis substantially interfered with the proceedings, and so that's another reason.
Are you comfortable explaining exactly what she did? Because I don't understand what she did.
So I did a video the night before, crashing out, doing my thing, and it was like 2 hours, and I think somewhere in the video, I was like something about spitting in the face, and she then called the court and told them that, and I'm like, that's not a credible threat, simply because, number one, I'm at the comfort of my own home. Number two, I'm still at the comfort of my own home. I don't even have no personal engagement and encounter or whatever. So she shaped it as a threat, and it put everybody on high alert. And so all at once, all of these clerks were denying my motions, and it was like, so she was interfering with that court case.
But how did they accept that? Like, what, she called and then she said, alert, alert?
And listen, it's illegal, and I got videos and recordings of her admitting it, and so unfortunately, that's going to be bad for the plaintiff, the petitioner, because now I get to use that. This person specifically said that their intent was to make sure that it was delivered before the trial started, and because they wanted to stick and stuff like that. And this person also said that they gave their first and last name, and then petitioner's attorney also stated on the platform that said individual said the same thing. So these are all actual true facts, and it's going to go against the petitioner.
And when did her testimony or whatever the fuck came in? Was it at the beginning of the trial? Was it in the middle?
You talking about Tiffany?
Yeah.
It's day 2 of the trial started at 1:30, and I believe all of this happened around 12.
So the trial was like 2 days?
Yeah, it was a day and a half, because it was afternoon. It was a day. It was a full day if you counted afternoon and afternoon. 1 day trial, but
and you could feel the difference after her calling.
Yeah, because the judge actually was like, the clerks and other judges, she literally called multiple judges around the court and admitted to it. And she stated that, said some threats, and I didn't listen to it. Stop lying, lady, you listened to it. And there's even case law, whether or not the judge listened to it or not. That's just one of the things that's gonna like continue to play into bias and prejudice. Like if I'm filing an appeal and I put a section of what happened to prejudice me, there's like so many different points.
And they won. Like, again, they definitely won. And she didn't get distracted. Like, she didn't come online, because lawyers don't do that. They don't get up there trying to argue with you online and stuff like that. They battle win in court.
And for him crashing out and being so arrogant, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Every person that we know to lose a case in this sector, they lose it because of their ego.
Absolutely. Because of your ego. Absolutely. And then you hired the right lawyers. You listened to counsel.
Yes.
You did not. I didn't see you coming out here windmilling, trying to fight him and trying to cuss him out. Even when he saw you at the club, he was trying to provoke you, recording you at the club. And this is when
recorded me at the club and sent it out.
He did send it to the people. Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, What's going on? And he have to always send it to your former associate.
Pain in the house, king pain in the house. I bet a bitch could never. I bet a bitch could never. My get a net will fray it.
I'm like, it's
And that's just so weird. But you know what? And that weird ass bitch, that hoe tried to come up and try to testify against me.
So why? Okay, can you answer the question? Why did they allow him to testify?
They didn't allow him. They slapped her ass like that slap motion got denied and kicked her fat nasty ass right on out of there.
And then also, too, you guys,
She was trying to come in there through.
He also wanted media to be there. He wanted YouTubers and media outlets to be there as well, and that was denied.
Yes, that got denied.
Yeah, absolutely. He wanted. Yeah, I'm like, why? So he really wanted to use this as promotion and to go viral.
Yes.
and it backfired.
I really would love for you to play that clip where he said he was going to bully me in court, or how he was going to drown me in paperwork, or maybe that other tweet about how I just don't know how much he loves to practice law. And when Tasha K said, keep his foot on my neck.
Yeah,
it was just so much stuff.
And then I never seen someone talk about what they're going to do on the video. Usually you supposed to move in silence so you don't see with the other side. But he will post everything on his show, like everything that he's going to file, everything. He said all this stuff about the lawyer. And for her, and also your attorney said a judge sent her, someone was saying some bad stuff about her and they sent it to her, and it's just crazy that he would do that and have this crash out. But again, I think you do have to be careful because now he's unhinged. Now he can't talk about you. You was mainly his content, because what he would do, put your name in the title and then put other stuff he'll talk about. But the main topic is people coming to see what he's saying about you.
And so that's like real life things. And my whole thing is, you text me your address, I know where you live at, and it's 5 minutes away from the police station. So with the fact that you contacted all them judges at the court and I had to contact the presiding judge, I think it's time for me to go ahead and paperwork her. And so between now and the next 24 hours, I'm going to go to the same judge who she called, the presiding judge, and ask for permission to file a restraining order against her. I'm going to paperwork her. I'm done with it.
I understand. She is pretty intense.
And yeah, and I was like, I haven't deleted nothing. Like, and by the way, Elizabeth is the one who told me to just play nice or whatever. And I was playing nice. I even trying to blow me up and talk to me. I even was like, oh, I got a telemarketing job that I got to do, when so I was just trying to wade you off and trying to like figure out. And then she posted messages that made it look like I was calling her endlessly. Well, those calls came after she was harassing some creators in the Christian rock sector, and I was texting her, telling her, why do you fuck with people? Like, stop fucking with people. Why? And then I was trying to call her and ask her, why do you think this behavior is okay? It's like, she really think it's okay. So part of me was like, first of all, I wasn't trying to stop the money train. That's one thing. And number two, I was really trying to be like, why are you doing this? So she's acting like I'm calling her when we like this app that I use, because you don't have my real number. The app, it shows when I called and the text messages surrounding the reasons why I call. I was like, why are you fucking with these people? If somebody wants to block you or delete their social media, you don't have the right to go off on them begging for excuse, justification, and hold on to them. It's like really weird. And then desperate times calls for desperate measures. And when I, was in jail, that was an email sent that was copied and pasted from Discord and other so forth. And she supported, and I greatly appreciated it. But I knew the whole time people was telling me, and King Payne was like, she's advocating for you. And she said, why you don't call her? I wasn't finna tell him that I think I was like, I ain't calling that crazy ass bitch. I don't even like her. And why did I send the email or have it sent for money? Because desperate times calls for desperate measures. That's number one. And number two, I feel like you have caused me so much havoc and confusion around my name to where I deserve every penny that I got from you. And to sit up there and talking about I did this much. It did I think $4,000 or $5,000 in a year and a half. Sweetheart, it's people. Let's just say that I appreciate every dime that people send me. That's all. And you know, and then
$4,000 is not that.
And then the day I got out, she tried to bait me. She posted talking about oh, I need another mattress for my bed and I don't know how I'm gonna get it. Like, you know, trying to act like she broke, because she wants to guilt trip me into thinking that she went all out and used that to grift more time, energy, and in a connection to me. And I saw through it. So that I was like, I was like, how am I gonna play this? How am I gonna play it? I was like, I'm not gonna contact this person at all. And so yeah, that person is crazy. And then she's sending screenshots of revenge corn, telling me that I could fuck a white man like this, then why I can't do it to her, and sending me pictures of her private part.
My God.
Sending me pictures of her private part. All of this stuff is going. Yeah, I'm like, I'm finna paperwork you. And the thing about it is, when I paperwork you, since you want my attention so bad, I'm gonna publish all of the receipts, and hopefully I get to redact certain things. Hopefully, I'll try my best, because I'm gonna show the judges the pussy pictures and shit, and the harassing messages and all of that stuff. And so, since I blocked her on Cash App, I've been just at peace. I don't I ain't even gonna lie. Like you got supporters and shit that you be like, ooh, I hope I ain't doing so wrong. Hope they come back over here and make it rain. If you lay out. We all got that. Make it rain.
Oh my God. Disgusting.
Yeah, and all of this, like, and all of this, when she's saying we were in a relationship and we could have, it's like too many lies. And I just feel like even right now, she's so crazy, and other people they feel like when I'm saying my piece that this is like a back and forth. Is not. And in order, like, I'm speaking about it now because I'm finna paperwork. I'm finna report you to the FBI. I'm finna report you to the local police department, and I'm finna report you to the Miamisburg Police Department. And I'm going to file a restraining order against you.
Wiley, he was up there pissing me off. He was in there lying. He went up there and said, me and him met in the bathroom the first time we ever met, and I offered him cocaine with Bobby Lights. What? Wow. That was that was just the first time. Then he said at the Zeus Network event, I stuck my hand up and I hit him in the face. And then I had 6 people jump him, as if we didn't see the damn video.
Wow.
Then he said he would just lie. He said that I tried to, me and him was friends. He invited me to his house as if I went to his fucking house. I would drive him to his car when we would meet at the clubs. I'm like, what? He lies. He's a big liar. He's a big liar. Then he was trying to make it seem like everything. I was trying to turn the whole internet against him. But the whole thing was, girl, there was no proof of that because, girl, I never did nothing. You just got fixated on me because I don't know why. You just got obsessed with me. You just thought I was your competitor and you just got obsessed with me. You got fixated on me. He was trying to make you do it. Then trying to get you fixated on me, he ended up getting obsessed with me. I don't know why the fuck he did that.
Yeah, he got very obsessed. Very obsessed. He accused you of taking out his page.
Oh, yes.
Very because he said that
I never did none of that.
Because I'm like, you just blaming.
Then he said I was stalking him. Then he tried to act like that fucking dirty ass ambulance chasing ass Ariel Mitchell. Bitch, you're a fucking liar. Ariel Mitchell kissed my motherfucking asshole. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You're a fucking joke of a lawyer. You're the female Tyrone Blackburn. You was not there. You're a clout chaser. You was not there to see anything in regards to what happened in that bathroom because you came a day late and $1 short.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, when you came to court that Friday, you initially thought that I was Armon Wiggins, right?
I did, yeah.
And when we were sitting down talking in the back of
And
the
then once
courtroom,
I went back home and watched the videos, I realized who he was. I was like, oh, it was the other dude with the earring. Ah, okay.
no, it's something
My only
significant.
knowledge of what he looked like is from that Diddy oil thing, and I only seen it maybe once, so wasn't 100%. And it was from an angle, and I noticed you wrote that talking about they should know the difference.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And when I saw that, I said, "Oop!" I said, "Well, I didn't either." So
Oh my god. I think it's just because I don't know. There's similar.
Black people in that space, black men in that space, quite frankly.
And he wants to be the only one. So let me ask you a question just to boil it down. When you came that Friday, you and I was in the back of the courtroom talking for a good about 30 minutes, right?
The whole time.
And didn't you see
From the
him?
time we were in the first courtroom till when we moved.
And didn't you see him at one point come and sit down right in front of us?
He came and moved over to our side in front of us. Yeah.
Literally right in front of us, right?
Yeah. We were sitting over on our side in the back. That's when we switched courtrooms. Because when I first got there, we was in the first courtroom. He was, now that I know who he is, he was already there. And then you came in, and then that's when you was like looking at me and was like, hey, Ariel. I'm like, that's when we started talking. Then we went to the other one. He was sitting on the other side next to Megan Cunniff, and then moved directly in front of us.
Right.
So,
I
even witnessed that.
Exactly. And even when I came in behind him in the first courtroom, you notice I was on the opposite side of him, right?
And not only that, I remember you being right a row in front of me. I don't remember you engaging at all with him. You were engaging with me at that point from the time you came back in.
So now that you see that there's a beef that's been quote unquote going on since 2023, wouldn't you say is antagonistic for him to come and sit right in front of us if he know that there's issues?
Well, if he's saying that there's any issues, that courtroom was plenty empty and plenty big for him to not come and then come over there, because people do sneak antagonistic shit, like for example, coming over there when he didn't need to. I didn't know y'all had, of course, at the time, didn't know y'all had this beef. And then, because I swear when all this came out, that's the first thing I said. I said, so why the fuck he come over there and sit right next to us then if they so beefing so bad? I didn't get it.
Okay, I'm recording right now. Your name is Ariel Mitchell Kidd, and you are a licensed attorney in Miami, Florida, correct?
Yes, that's correct. My bar number is 125-714.
And you attended the Megan Thee Stallion trial the Friday before that Thanksgiving. I want to say that was November the 18th or something.
18th, yeah, 17th, 18th, that Friday before Thanksgiving week. Yes, I did.
Okay, and when you seen Armon come and sit next to me, did you see me show any tension in my body or anything that indicated that I would strike him?
No, I didn't see anything that would even indicate to me that y'all knew each other, because you were too busy talking to me. So let me clarify. There was a period of time, two separate periods of time. One where in the first courtroom, there was some technical issues. And during that time, you were engaged with me that entire time. Then once we moved courtrooms, you sat next to me and were engaged with me until the trial started. And then once the trial started, you were taking notes just like I was taking notes. I didn't see you engaged with anybody else other than me. Lack of exchange thereof, that the only thing I saw was him coming over to us, not you bothering him, not you looking at him, not you menacing him, not you wasn't paying that nigga no mind. I would have never known y'all was beefing based on the interaction I saw, and that it was all this other bullshit. It would have been no way for me to know that, because you definitely wasn't acting like the aggressor.
Exactly. And he as soon as he got there, first thing he did was gaslight the whole court room to
thinking that, right, to poison them against you and have them biased against you from Jump Street, right?
He's that evil, and it's people like him. It's like they don't like.
And I get it. I'm about to say you need this because you got to go to a real court hearing. But yeah, just the declaration should probably be enough. The fact that there's a declaration from an attorney, I don't see how he's gonna have evidence to overcome that. I'm gonna clear it up, and I'm gonna try to make it as accurate time wise as possible, and say the reason I have this timeline is because I had to be somewhere at a certain time. So I have very clear recollection of when this happened all the way until when I left.
Yeah, for
and
him,
I have
man.
personal of the events from inside the courtroom until the time I exited and saw you outside.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's gaslit the whole internet to believe that I'm a stalker, but you're sitting right in front of me. Like, dude, like, it's.
And you came out of, and that's, I'm gonna make it a point to say he went out of his way and I'm gonna take a jab in the empty courtroom. Like,
It was empty.
it was empty. Even when we moved to a smaller courtroom, it was still empty. I was shocked at how empty it was. It wasn't like we was tight up on each other or nothing. It was plenty space for us to be spread out. It wasn't no reason for him to have came over there at all, if not but for trying to menace you. He could have sat where the fuck he was sitting. He was already seated. He was already set when he came over there. I watched him gather his stuff and move over. Because I remember looking at him, and I'm like, why does this nigga look so familiar? I remember thinking a lot, but I couldn't put two and two. I was like, everybody looks familiar, but I don't know who is who. So, yeah.
But now that...
And he had that raggedy-ass earring on, because that's what caught my eye. So...
But now that you understand that there's this issue where he's painting me away online and coming around me, now that you see that and realize that he sat in front of us smiling and cheesing, trying to butt in on the conversation.
And there was one particular time I remember, now that we're talking about this, where you were talking to me and he was turned fully around talking to somebody sitting, but that's when we was in the first courtroom. Not when we went to the second one. And I remember, like, why is he was just making all this eye contact with me, because I'm real big on eye contact, because I don't like eye contact. Like, cause it's like, first of all, I don't like making eye contact with men. Like, but nonetheless, I was just like, why is he looking over here? And now it makes sense. He was looking over there because you was talking to me and was trying to probably figure out what the fuck we were talking about.
Exactly.
And trying to distract me, because I'm like, why is he staring at me? Why he keep looking back here? Like, ain't he having a conversation with that lady? Why is he making all this eye contact with me? I don't feel comfortable with all. Like, these are things that I remember going through my head at the time.
And I feel like it's a hateful competition aspect. Armon Wiggins and I first started talking about me, like, helping him transition into Hollywood. This was like in April 2023. And then he tried to use me as a peon to go against a content creator by the name of The Wiley Show, a content creator by the name of King Payne. And he tried to dictate and control an interview I did with this one girl named Cupcake that was at the Tory Lanez trial. Because I felt like controlled by him, I have since blocked him, and he has done everything so sneakily to continue to harass me and stalk me. And so what happened, I met him in real life, and I seen him and Bobby Lights doing coke in the bathroom at Zeus Network, and it concerned me to know that this person is getting money from mostly black women to purchase and consume drugs. And so I told people online, and he had an issue with that. And the next day, he actually met up with Blame It on K-Way and Jonathan Wright and said that he was going to whoop my ass the next time he see me. Now, that was hearsay until during the Diddy trial, when I actually had a conversation with him and he confirmed those statements. But between him saying he was going to whoop my ass in the Diddy trial, there was another Zeus event that my friend invited me to. And because I was like, what? So when we was outside of the Zeus event, I walked past him because I need to make sure that there's no issue. And if there's going to be an issue, I need to check the temperature. Then when we got into that Zeus event, everything was cool. And I think I like jokingly pointed out somebody that he pretty much had issues with, and he got mad and like stuck his hand in my face, and it led to an altercation where I guess we mutually got into it. But he went back online saying that I'm a stalker, and everything that I do, every time I see him in public, I'm under the impression that this guy will go back to the internet to continue to perpetuate a narrative that I'm a stalker. I've taken pictures with him since this incident at Zeus. I've had conversations with him, and I was patient with him for months to see if he was going to go back to the internet and like get me from underneath this I'm a stalker narrative. It happened even to the point to where I was promoting and even told a content creator, Nika at Night, back in September. I texted her on Instagram telling her that I was going to the Megan Thee Stallion trial. He, on October the 15th, said he wasn't going, and if he was to go, he was going to fight me. And so as soon as he came, he started causing trouble, havoc and confusion, just a lot of negative energy because he's a dark person and very antagonistic, as you witnessed. And so because he came after me, after I already planned it, the first day he went online and saw my commentary, I guess he did, but then he begged his audience for money to go to the trial to like compete with me, right? And that first day he got there, which was 3 days before you came into the case, he lied and said that I threatened him in a bathroom and had some attorney to misconstrue lyrics and me humming to be a credible threat and try to get me kicked out of the courthouse. And
I remember reading that. Yeah, I read that. Okay.
right. And then after that, he got on the plane, even though he let everybody know that he was leaving, he got on the plane and blamed me for leaving and said that I stalked him. So he's been going with this defamatory statement that I'm a stalker. It makes me uncomfortable because he wants to be cool. And every time we have personal interaction, it's always been pleasant because I play nice. But in the back of my head, I'm afraid that this dude is going to go and tell the public that I'm stalking him. Like
I
that's
mean, he found an injunction, a restraining order against you for that. So at this point, it's not your imagination and you being unreasonable. He is doing that, and he's pushing the narrative by using the courts.
and the temporary restraining order got denied. And
Denied. Yeah, because it ain't no real threat. In order to get an ex parte restraining order granted, you got to say this person is threatening to kill you, you in fear for your life, and without some type of language like that, which I know there wasn't, because I know you wouldn't. I know it didn't exist. I haven't seen it on the internet. I'm sure if you did, you would have said that by now.
the closest thing that I've done when it comes to a threat is not credible. If I say, let's get in mutual combat, let's put on boxing gloves, that's not a threat at all.
That's an invitation to a fight. That's what celebrity boxing is for. You don't know what I mean? I know the people at celebrity boxing.
And you know, you got Jake
People do
Paul,
that right.
you got Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and all these YouTubers who actually
Who
transition
do it
into
every
boxing.
day. They had a YouTube versus streamer boxing match I saw before.
Exactly. And so that's what he's saying is a threat. And he's also like, after I was notified that he filed the lawsuit, I had said, bitch, you're going to have a law degree by the time you get done with me if you want to go this route, and I'm going to cost you money in the court. That's not a threat. That's a promise. You can't play in the court system because the court system is costly. I was actually warning him the
100%.
financial consequences of getting into some litigation with somebody like me. So, and other than that, like he makes these videos and they go viral. He makes these statements, they go viral. Many people from TikTok, from X, from YouTube, they know he's talking about me because he's continued to abate this narrative that I'm stalking him everywhere he go. Anytime he say he's being stalked, people know that he's talking about me, and it's disturbing me. It makes me uncomfortable. And I tried to play it at the Diddy trial, and he didn't appreciate that. And then at the Lil Nas X trial, I just completely.
It's like, so you have claims for like negligent intention and infliction of emotional distress. One of my favorite set of torts is the invasion of privacy torts. Nobody ever uses them because everybody likes defamation.
Right.
And while that's all well and good, defamation only works if it's a lie. Now, what if and it rises to these elements? False light is like what I consider defamation, diet defamation. It doesn't have to just be a straight up lie. It's just, did he paint you in a false light? Did he paint you as somebody that you're not? Versus, did he just straight up lie about you? So, like that's part of what I'm going after Megan Cunningham for is false light. Because you're a public figure, I'm a public figure. Now I got Trey Songz and then while I'm saying invasion of privacy because they thrusted me. Had that shit never happened, I wouldn't have been thrusted into the public spotlight the way that I was.
Right.
But nonetheless, you somebody, and people could say I'm somebody who chose to be in a public spot. Like, well, that's great. And defamation has actual malice that you have to reach. All of these elements that are a little harder than false light.
Yeah.
False light is always, it's like a lesser included charge, but it's a separate set of elements. So, which is why I like it. But just, based off what I've read and what you're telling me right now, is that something you're trying to do? Are you trying to sue him? Has he sued you? Is there like what has happened in between? I just saw the restraining order.
Right. Did you accept this from someone? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So nothing has essentially happened. At the end of the day, conclusively, what he's wanting to do and trying to do, and even got Nick at Night to turn on me, is to paint me as if I'm a problem covering these trials and these cases, and in conjunction with smearing me in false light defamation in a court of public opinion. They're now trying to use the court to make some type of
bitch with your fake ass Louis Vuitton or Gucci on, and to the fat nasty queen in there.
King pain in the house, king pain in the house. I bet a bitch could never.
YouTuber bitch doing all that fucking coughing that I told stay away from me with your sick ass, coughing all over the place. Coming in late every day, talking about what's going on. Bitch, you wasn't even there with you fat, nasty, can't breathe ass bitch. And you know who I'm talking about, but you have no clout. I'm not giving you you fat, nasty fuck. But I know you're in here listening, you fat bitch. You're mad because I told your fat, nasty ass to stop coughing on my neck. You stinking ass hoe. You fat, nasty heifer. You sit up there sick and sleep every day. Hook up to your breathing machine, bitch, before you try to come talk and try to give people, statements and declarations on me. Bitch, you wasn't even nowhere around. You snotty nose, fat ass hoe. Sorry, Wiley, for cussing like this. I'm gonna send you a coin. But the thing is, it was Ariel Mitchell. She was over there lying, cloud chasing, and then it was this fat, nasty queen that be on YouTube that was trying to fan out. But then, girl, you wanted to go try to act like you was on team over there, whatever. You fat, nasty, sickly ass bitch. She was coughing every day in the courtroom, and I told her, that fat, nasty hoe, stop coughing on me, coughing by me. Bitch had snot all in her nose and was coughing every damn day. I'm sorry, Wilder. I had to get that off because he had people trying to team up against me.
He did have people. He had a lawyer for the declaration. That I remember that lawyer because that lawyer, she had some stuff going on with Trey Songz and it got thrown out. Like she MLM chaser.
And literally, a process server just served the restraining order, and so now I got the restraining.
Now that means you just got to show up for the restraining of the actual hearing. Yeah.
Right. And Ariel Mitchell, I along with you and 3 other people that were actually there and have personal knowledge, I'm gonna get you to talk about and discuss the facts of a declaration, or being that you are an attorney yourself, did you want to type it up?
No, I was gonna say, just let me know the elements and when you need this by, and like when I say elements, like what's the high points you want me to hit? That I saw him come over to us, that you were paying him dust. If anything, you was in my face and you was engaged with me the entire time. So at least on Friday, and then that I saw you when I left out and we talked. Now, I don't know what happened when I left. I know what time I left because I had to go get my husband from the airport and everything. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of tight timelines in terms of like phone records and all of these things when I had to the flight when my husband landed, the text from when him like, damn, you still there? Ain't you come in to get me type thing. So, because you left before I got into it with Megan Cunniff upstairs. When we was yelling, when I was yelling and going back and forth with her, which also something I found interesting was they had the courtroom blocked off with just Megan Thee Stallion people and her security was standing in front of the door. But when Megan Cunniff trying to run away from me, they let her go in there. I said, oh, so she part of the family.
Oh yeah. She definitely was pro Megan Thee Stallion the whole time. Me, I didn't really turn until I heard a couple of testimonies and other people shared their stories about cyber stalking and being bullied and harassed online. And you got this weirdo Armon. How dare you report on this when you have participated in the same type of behavior
and you know,
and doing it in real time? What's crazy?
I don't know what the laws are in California, but like in Florida, our statute last October 2022, I think it was. Whenever I was dealing with that duty low shit, it had just changed. I think it was 22. That October, our cyber stalking laws had just changed. So, like, Florida is one of the very few states where you can get a restraining order just for cyber stalking. And where if they say make two threats at you, that's it. That's all you need. Even if they don't at you or say your name, where a reasonable person can determine they talking about you. So again, I don't know what the California laws. Again, I practice a lot in California, but I'm not as surprised as I am with the Florida laws. But just let me know when you want the declaration. If you want to tell me what high points you want me to hit, like, you know, from what I saw that you, if anything, he was bothering you, not the other way around. So I don't know what else you want me to hit, but
I mean, that's it. And you know, the only time I, you know, would prep declarations is if other people don't know what they're doing and stuff. But obviously it has to be in your words, and given the fact that you're an attorney and you have personal knowledge, I would want the declaration.
Right. I wouldn't let you write it for me anyway. Just so
you funny.
I will write it myself just because I want to, you know, protect myself, and more importantly, I'm a lawyer, so I know my declaration is going to have more weight.
And I'm like, well, what did you do to her? Like, why is she in it? Like, I don't understand that. But anywho, he has some other people in there as well, because he made this narrative that you would go to court and you would tell everybody, don't hang around with Denied. He's crazy.
I never told anybody that. That was the thing. Wiley, I never had to tell anybody that because, first of all, let's be clear. Before I got there, the nigga was about to get put out because he was harassing Megan Cunif's ass. He was getting into it with Pam Esquire. He was already getting into it with people. He got intimidated that I was going because he felt like I was taking the shine away from him. Okay? At the Diddy trial, no one fucking liked him. I didn't have to tell nobody that, but he makes up and he said, when Armon gets here, no, people don't like me. Bitch, I can't help that. I let people know they can like you all day long. They just won't be around me. Because if they can identify with that level of crazy, I can't fuck with it.
And I feel you.
But everybody he's teamed up with, they're falling out. I don't go to these trials I didn't even go to Diddy talking about he harassed Secret Service Sam. He harassed Gene Deal. He harassed Tisa Tales. He harassed everybody. I wasn't saying nothing. My job was never to, I don't care about in all realness, I don't care about this nigga. I don't know him for real. We don't have no relationship. We never hang out personally. We're not friends. I don't give a fuck if he come or if he go. He just made it like he thinks he's my competitor. Bitch, you're not fucking with me. You're not my competitor. Move around. You're not a threat to me. I don't care about you. You made it up in your head that you think I view you as a threat. You're not no threat to me. I don't see you, nigga. But you go try to position yourself. Just because we go to the same courthouses and be in the same room, don't mean we on the same level, ho. When you go home, I go home. It's two different levels, bitch. I don't see you nowhere. I don't see you nowhere in my daily. Don't get it twisted. Just because we at the same courthouse in the same room, don't mean that we motherfucking peers. I'm not your peer. I'm not your equal, and I'm not your friend. It is what it is.